Good morning. We're having basic science for JSS3 this morning, and we'll be looking at the topic maintenance of good public health. What we can do to maintain a good public health. And our learning outcome says by the end of the lesson, we should be able to explain what it takes for a person to be healthy, itemize 3 ways of maintaining good health, and also know the difference between refuse and sewage. Now, when do you consider a person to be healthy? For a person to remain healthy, he must maintain cleanliness around his environment. He must eat good food, drink clean water, wear clean clothes, and keep his environment clean. This method will help a lot in preventing disease outbreak. Before you can consider a person to be healthy, the environment of such person must be very clean. Aside that, the person must eat good food, drink clean water, and wear clean clothes as well. We must make our environment void of dirt and every other thing that can infect human being with diseases. We must also drink water, clean one for that matter. We don't just take anyhow water and drink. And all our clothes that we wear, so ranging from our housewares to our uniforms, everything that we put on, they must all be clean. It is when an individual do all of these that you consider the person to be a healthy person. Doing it is not just for doing sake. The method of you eating good food now, maintaining clean environment will help you to prevent disease outbreak. When you take clean water, you eat good food, there will be no traces of cholera or dysentery in you. When you wear clean clothes, there will be nothing like skin diseases or rashes, except in some other extreme cases. So that is what it takes for a person to be healthy. Now let's look at ways of maintaining good health in a community. Ways of maintaining good health in a community. Effective public health administration in a community can be achieved through the following ways. For you to maintain a good health in a community, there must be something you do. The first one should be refuse disposal and sewage disposal. Refuse disposal and sewage disposal. When we practice these two things, we'll maintain effective public health in the community where we live in. Let's look at what refuse disposal means and also sewage disposal. Refuse are solid waste material discharged through human activities, either from homes or from industries, into the environment. So any solid waste like empty bottles, perfume bottles, cartons, plastic, papers, in as much it is solid waste, things that we are not using again and they are in form of solid, you call them refuse. All these things, they are being gathered through human activities. We get them from what we do at home. Another thing we need to know is that recklessly refuse dump around dwelling place creates bad odor and provides breeding ground for insects and rodents that spread disease. When you don't dispose your refuse properly, especially if you're disposing them around dwelling places, around where people lives, it can create a bad odor, and it can also become a place where insects and different rodents like rat will begin to breed in, they begin to live in there. And when such thing happen, there is every tendency that it's going to affect people who lives around the place where the refuse is being dumped. So the difference between refuse disposal and sewage disposal is that refuse are solid waste material discharged through human activities from homes and industries into the environment. So any waste that is solid, you call them refuse. Now let's look at the one for sewage disposal. Sewage are wastewater materials discharged from laundries, kitchen, toilets, bathrooms, e.g., urine and feces. Remember, in refuse disposal, those ones are in form of solid, while sewage is in form of liquid, like the waters from our laundries when we wash our clothes. The dirty water now is a sewage waste. Now, the water we use in kitchen, especially the one that comes out from the sink, it is also a sewage. And one that comes from the toilet too and bathroom, they are also sewage. All we need to know is that any waste that is in form of liquid are called sewage, especially the urine and the feces. Water from laundries and the kitchen sink and all of that, they are all sewage. The proper way you can dispose sewage can be done through the use of pit toilet and septic tank. That is why we have it at the back of every houses. It might be beside it, where you have something like looks like a well, but it is not a well. It is a ground that is being dug, and it has a very high depth that those sewage can actually go in there, and that is where you can dump them. That is where you can dispose it. You can't dispose sewage in the place where people are living in, where they'll be seeing it, and it will be harmful to people's health. So we need to diverse different ways we can dispose our refuse and our sewage. Let's look at our summary and conclusion. To maintain a good health in a community, you must practice refuse disposal and sewage disposal. Refuse disposal is always in form of solid, while sewage is in form of liquid. And also, before you can consider a person to be healthy, it means that the person's environment is clean and the person eat good food, drink clean water, and wear clean clothes, and also keep his or her environment clean. By so doing, the person's environment will be void of disease outbreak. Don't forget all of this. We have different ways we can dispose our refuse and our sewage. So our assignment for the week says, what are the ways refuse disposal can be done? Those solid materials, those solid waste from our homes, from industries, how can we dispose them? I'll be waiting for your response so we can mark and give you feedback. Thank you.